Hey, how you doing? Been a while. Had some life stuff going on, and also been writing book two, second book. The first book, some of y'all might have this one. It's Bubbleheads. My daughter did the artwork. There were a lot of mistakes in it because I self-published it. So I came out with a second edition of the first book. Again, my daughter did the artwork, and we retitled it Bubbleheads the Med Run. And to prevent that from happening on this book, book two, Bubbleheads the Northern Run, I'm trying to get some facts straight, some things straight in my head, because over time I forget things, and a lot of times, like during our sub-base meeting, we'll have these like conversations about stuff that's going on. But I thought I would just take this straight to y'all and ask these questions, because I want to get the stuff right in the second book the first time. I guess there's always going to be mistakes, but I want to try to do a better job at it anyway. So the first question that I got is the ERS and EWS, engine room supervisor and engine watch supervisor. Which one was higher? Which one had, not dominion, which one, chain of command wise? Was it the engine watch supervisor in charge of the engine room supervisor, or vice versa? I don't know. Could be a boomer or a fast attack question, either one. Now, some of these other questions may pertain more to a 637 class submarine. So, for example, the engineer stateroom. My best recollection is that it's forward of the mess decks. If you go forward of the mess decks, it's in that passageway on the port side somewhere. That's my best recollection. However, I could be totally wrong, because I remember also, if you go on down the passageway forward before you get to the 22 man, you could take a left turn, take a Louis into another whole section, which I think was where all the officers stayed, and the engineer stateroom could have been over in that area. I just don't remember. I mean, it seems logical. And speaking of that whole area, forward of mess decks again, on the starboard side, there was that room with electronics in it, but then ahead of that was, I don't know what they called it. At first I thought it was the storekeeper's room, and it had a typewriter in it, and I actually learned how to type. I went through a checkout and everything, just learning how to type on that little electric typewriter. So if you know what that was called, if it was called the storekeeper's room or it was called something else, I don't know. And if you go a little bit forward of that, but after the showers, there was a thing that was like there was a three-man. I think we called it a three-man, and there were three bunks in there. And I'm not sure, I don't remember how they were arranged, if they were all on top of each other, or there was two on top and there was one on the other side. I don't remember. It seemed like the cooks or the cranks or both would sleep there, or if we got some boarders on board, they would take over that three-man room or something. And like, I just don't remember exactly what it's called now. If you go further past the showers and you step up and go into the bow compartment, on the port side right there was the hatch, and it had a stanchions and a chain around it, to keep people from falling down through it. But it seemed like it was always open. It went down to the 18 man, which is a lot of first class stayed down there. and drinking coffee. It just made me think, just to the port side of that, left side, was the goat locker, but I don't know if it was in front of the 18 man or was it behind the 18 man. I can't remember. How often were we allowed to get family grams? Was it just when something happened, or did they actually, stage a time when, okay, they bring the families in and they do family grams, or they just had like an update, a baby was born, or, their dog died or something, and they wanted to say something. Although I think that they were encouraging the families not to give any bad news, while we're at sea. The ELT shack. This is where they read the TLDs and slept during field days. But that seemed to me, it was in the upper passageway, the main passageway. It was on the port side forward of the fan rooms, forward of frame 57. Best recollection I got here. And then this is like, probably not so much boomers, because it's about a port visit in Halifax. We pulled into Halifax and we went to this bar, this club. I think it was called the Joker Club, although I can't swear to that. But anyway, it was 2-story. The bottom story was disco music, techno. And the top story was country and western. And you could just like cycle in between, go up and down. You didn't need any special permission or any, as long as you got into the club on the main floor, and then you could go, you could circulate wherever the women were. And I think that's it. Just going over my list here. I don't know if you can see this picture, but I found this. Some of y'all recognize where this is and where he's getting, that's Greg, where he's getting a haircut. And I think that was a quartermaster on our boat that was doing the haircut. And of course, this here, that's a picture of our mess decks on the lay pond. That TV in there actually came out one time during Angles and Dangles, and went flying aft. It didn't break, but it did come out. It wasn't stowed for sea, as they say. But anyway, if you could help me out with those things, I really would appreciate it. Answer in the comments below, and then maybe I can get the second book done this year. I'm really, trying to get it done. So if y'all can help me out on that, I really do appreciate it. Thanks a lot. See you next time.